Good morning, happy Tuesday, my friends, and I'm sure you'll be absolutely delighted to know that yes, the sunshine has returned to San Diego. Finally, there it is. Okay, so quick one today. Well, a little bit of an introduction first. I am Andrea Kuchin. I am bringing you my home biz tips from PhD and Follow-Up. PhD and Follow-Up is the name of our business, which is very relevant in today's conversation, actually. If you have any questions, call or text me on 858-252-1190 anytime. I actually respond. Or you can email me at andrea@phdinfollowup.com anytime at all. If you're not in the Facebook group watching this, jump over there right now. It's called PhD and Follow-Up. It's about getting more loyal customers and referrals for busy business owners, which is all of them. All business owners are busy. Okay, so today's question relates to the name of our business. Do you have a PhD in follow-up or a PhD in excuses? Let me tell you why I'm asking you that question. Because in the early days when I was working with my business partner, Robert Rosenthal, we came across this amazing tool for following up with people. 100% open rate, fabulous. Have I ever told you what it is? It's a greeting card. Yeah, really. Now we help a lot of business owners use greeting cards branded on the back with whatever it is they're promoting or their business, not on the inside. They work incredibly well. We have businesses like realtors who never need to do any advertising anymore because they're getting enough business just from referral using those cards. If you want information on that, call or text me on 858-252-1190 or email me, andrea@phdinfollowup.com. Okay, so we introduced that to business owners, our greeting card system, as part of a marketing strategy, which is mostly follow-up. Because if you're not following up, you might as well not be doing any marketing. And we found that business owners often didn't have a marketing strategy, a proper marketing strategy, right? A lot of business owners go into business to do something they love doing. They sell houses, or they fix teeth, or they do massages, or they organize mortgages, or they sell products of some kind or another. They go into business to do that, or they do bookkeeping or accounting or law even, or become doctors or health practitioners, whatever it is, or coaches. They go into business to be that thing that they're good at, that they love. And then suddenly they find that in order to run a business, you have to do marketing first, because otherwise you've got nobody to sell to. And then you need to administrate everything to do with the marketing of the business. And some business owners find that whole thing so challenging that they give up completely. So Robert, my business partner, told me when we first met that he had originally, when he went into business, had a PhD in excuses. In other words, he could always find a reason not to do something. And I've never had a PhD in anything, but I do notice, or I did particularly then notice, that I was avoiding doing things I didn't like or that felt overwhelming or complicated, that kind of thing. So I understand exactly what it's like, but I knew they had to be done. And it's not actually the marketing and the admin stuff that I feel is as complicated and overwhelming and challenging as other people. That's kind of the bit that I like, or at least it's the bit that I like doing for other people, not necessarily so for myself. So it's the idea of Robert having a PhD in excuses and me adopting that PhD in excuses that made us think that our business should be about getting a PhD in follow-up. In other words, your follow-up of your part of your marketing, the follow-up that you're doing needs to be done really well. So we decided on a kind of a strategy which is now tailor-made to our clients depending on what they want. And it includes email, of course, telephone calls, which people seem to forget about, but you wouldn't believe how effective they are. SMS, but used carefully. Greeting cards. And then there are things like invitations to webinars, so on and so forth. Maybe even events, that kind of thing. Maybe there are books to be sold or training courses to be sold, depending on what business somebody is in and what materials they've got. And it's so much easier if you can create a sequence of when something happens. Now, you're usually dealing with two different types of people when you're doing your follow-up. You're dealing with people who've possibly expressed an interest in a product or a service that you provide, or who've said that they might be interested in maybe finding out more at some point in the future. In other words, there's a level of interest there. You don't know how much it is. They're not customers yet, right? They're your prospects. They could even be your leads. You might not even have converted them to prospects yet. It depends on how you're doing things and how big your business is, and, you know, whether you're networking. Maybe you meet someone at a networking event who says, "Oh, I'd like to know a bit more about that." And then they come into your contact management system. It's a contact management system, a contact relationship management system, in my view, not customer relationship management. Lots of people think CRM stands for customer relationship manager. I think it doesn't. And in fact, if you look at most businesses, most of the people in their CRM are actually leads and prospects, not customers at all. Maybe it's the postulate that you will turn them into customers. Maybe that's why it's called customer. I think it's contact because it's future customers, hopefully, but it's also, and this is what gets forgotten a lot, people that have become customers already. Now, the kind of people who forget those kind of people tend to be the people who sell the most expensive things, funnily enough. Real estate agents often completely forget about their clients because in their view, you know, they're probably not going to buy another house for 7 or 10 years, maybe never. So what's the point of keeping in touch with them? They're gone. I know people who own properties they bought within the last 2 years, and they can't even remember the name of their realtor or the real estate agent who sold it to them, or the company who sold it to them, depending on which system you're using, because they don't sell houses the same way in the UK as they do in America. Anyway, they can't remember that person. Now, given how important referrals are to realtors, it would be a good idea to keep in touch with the people that you've sold to, because they are a referral source. Likewise, automobile sales. Again, the average person wouldn't be buying another car for another 3 years, maybe longer. You know, some people keep their car for 10 years, but they, again, are a referral source. Mortgage brokers, same thing. Insurance agents, same thing. They tend to sell you something and then move on to the new people. Now, if you are one of those people and you're doing that, stop, because you can grow your business way easier and way faster by keeping in touch or following up with the people that you have done business with already, not only the people who are new, because the people you've done business with already will refer you and could bring you enough clients for your business overall. And that's very exciting and very cost effective, because it costs a lot less money to be given a referral than to market to a completely new person. So on the whole, you're dealing with two different types of people. So you don't want to be sending the same messages to those two different types of people. So you want to have different pipelines or workflows that people follow. In other words, you send them differently worded content, right? Whether that's on social media or whether that's blogs or emails or whatever it is, right? The one consistent thing, in my view, totally consistent, is that you always say happy birthday and you never promote when you say happy birthday. Then another card you always send would be, or the second most important card, I think, that you would always send would be for people who are closed in your business already, would be the cards that say, happy anniversary, we've been doing business together for a year, or I sold you your house a year ago, or your insurance policy, or whatever it is. And I'm just checking in a year later to make sure that you're still happy, that it still meets your needs, whatever is relevant. Or you first came in for massage a year ago, and whatever it is that you think is appropriate for your business. You know, we'd look forward to seeing you again. No, that's promoting. You first came in for massage a year ago and we just wanted to know that we love seeing you in our office, or we love being able to look after you, something like that. Always positive, never selling. And you see how easy it is to slip into the sales thing. Don't do that. So you've got your two different types of people. You might even be dividing people up into the kind of professions that they're in, or the kind of issues that you're helping them deal with, that kind of thing. So you've got lots and lots of different types of things going on. And that's where it gets overwhelming, because you've got different types of people, as in different avatars, some people call them, or different custom base or target audience, whatever you want to call it, different types of people you're communicating with. Although we want to start with one particular niche, that's a different matter. But in terms of who you're communicating with on a regular basis, then we've got different platforms that we're using, because we're using social media and we're using blogs and we're using email and whatever. And then we've got within those, we've got different things, because it might be Facebook, or it might be LinkedIn, or it might be YouTube, or it might be emails, or it might be text messaging, or it might be a webinar. And that begins to get complicated. And when things get complicated, people tend to push them away and focus on what they can handle. So we as human beings like to control things. I know that might sound weird, and I'm not talking about, punishing to control or anything like that. Like we like, some people like to control their kids, or, some people are in too much control. For control, manage very efficiently. Let's use that instead, because control is a bit of a trigger word for some people. So we like to manage things efficiently in our lives. Generally, as human beings, we just like to do that. And we always find something that we manage well. So when we find something we can't manage, we tend to leave it behind because we want to focus on the things that we can manage and we do have slight level of control over. Natural thing. Don't fight it. Just learn to control those big, overwhelming things. So the easiest way of doing that is to use a system as well as a strategy that is simple. So you sit down with us and you work out your strategy. So 24 hours after you meet someone, you do this, and a week later you do that, and 2 weeks later you do that, and a month later you do that. Or after somebody signed up, you send them this, and then you send them that, and then you send them the other thing, and then you do this, and then you have that. You set out strategies for your different situations. Start with the one that's most important, which is probably, getting new clients in, or onboarding clients, or connecting with past clients, whatever you want to do with first. Just deal with one thing. Start with that. Set out your strategy, and then you map it out in your system. So you go into your system and you say, okay, after 24 hours, I want to send a text message. Then I want to send an email. Then I want to have them call me. Then I want to send a birthday card. Then I want whatever it is that you want to do. Set it up so that your system can do it for you. And then all you have to do is plug each individual person into that system, and you wouldn't believe how good that feels, because it's easy to do, right? It's not complicated, it's not difficult, and you master one little bit of it, and then you move on and do the next bit, and you move on and do the next bit. Now, you could hire a VA to do that all for you, but how much is that going to cost you a month? It's quite a lot, actually. I mean, 100 a week, 200 a week, 300 a week. How much is that per month? 400 a month? 800 a month? I mean, you're quickly at $1,000 a month, because on an hourly basis, and then you need tools. You need a database of some kind, preferably where you can track your communication. So you want to be able to look at Joe Schmo and see that you texted him and you emailed him and he texted you back, and then you had a phone call with him. You want to see that all in one place, right? Then you want something like MailChimp. So that's your database. Then you want something like MailChimp or Constant Contact where you can send emails, right? Then you want to have somewhere where you can build a website, because it's a good idea to have a website so people know what you're doing. And then you want to have maybe a free download that you can offer on your website. You want to put that in. Then you want to have landing pages that you can put out in all sorts of different places where people can connect with you. Then you want to have a place where you can put text messages in, or even voicemail drops. In other words, you can send someone a message that goes to their voicemail that they can listen to later on. That sort of thing. And when you add up how much those products can cost, that's an insane amount of money. I mean, they can be $50 a month each. That's 10 of them. That's $500 a month, right? Or you've got an assistant for $1,000 a month. All way, way too much. I have a system, one tool, $100 a month. Well, 97 actually, that will do all of this for you. And at the moment, I'm doing a special offer. And that will last through the month of April. And no, it's no joke. Ha, ha, ha. It's the 1st of April on Saturday. For the month of April, and I must admit, for a couple of weeks during the month of April, I'm not actually going to be working personally, but you get the picture. If you sign up for my product, which is called the Agora Business Compass, if you sign up for that through me during the month of April, I will give you a cost-free, I won't charge you to spend an hour with you figuring out your strategy. We'll get your strategy nailed down. We'll start with at least one sequence of things to do, and then you're off and running. Now, the beautiful thing about my system is, again, if you sign up through me, you get live sessions 3 times a week, open office, tech support. You jump into a Zoom call, you ask a question, you say, I'm stuck doing this, help me figure it out. There are dozens of videos that teach you what to do. There's also a button with a question mark on it that you can get straight to tech support and ask if you're in the middle of doing something and you just want to chat with them and see how something is done and how it's. And I've been using this for 3 years, so I know how it works too. So you can always text me, call me, email me, and I'm here to support you because I want you to win and I want you to focus on what you want to do and not worry about marketing your business or doing your admin. That way, you'll be happy because you'll be doing what you love. I'll be happy because I'll be helping you, which is what I love. And we'll both be making money. And that's perfect. That's a perfect scenario, what we call a win-win scenario. So let me help you. Let me help you figure out how to get the marketing bit pretty much automated to a great degree, actually. And you will see how much easier that is. And it's only $97 a month. And you get an hour with me for free. Okay, that was it for today. So you can continue to have a PhD in excuses, or if you didn't have one already, you can continue to be overwhelmed, confused, frustrated, and not on top of your marketing, or worried about how you're going to earn the money to pay someone to do it. Or you can be on top of it and you can be doing the bit of your business that you love. You can be a PhD in excuses or a PhD in follow-up. Which is it? Because it's not a difficult transition. It really isn't. And that is the way you build your business. You have good tools, good strategies, and good systems. Then you can do anything. And you can grow exponentially without it using up more of your time. Okay? And then I've got all sorts of other tips and tricks, as you know, always here, Tuesday, Pacific time, 11 a.m., live. And I'll be here again next week, next Tuesday. And I'm looking forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful, valuable. If you've got any questions, you can call or text me on 858-252-1190, 858-252-1190, or you can email me on andrea@phdinfollowup.com, andrea@phdinfollowup.com. I am Andrea Kuchin. This is my Home Biz Tips brought to you by PhD in Follow-Up, and I look forward to seeing you here again next week in our Facebook group. And I'm just looking for how I get out of this because I'm going to say goodbye now. Cheerio, my friends. Happy business. Happy business. Yes, have a happy business. And let me know if I can help you in any way, shape, or form. All right. Look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.